Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let game, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Welcome to Shay's 2 Late Night Owls Talk Time. It is Monday, June the 23rd, 2025. And y'all, again, thank you. And I hope you had a great Monday and a great weekend. I am back again, you guys, with another Diddy Trial recap. Some updated information on Tyler Perry. And y'all, some updated information on Javion Magee, plus some other breaking news, excluding the news on the Iran stuff and all that. Okay, so anyway, y'all, go get you something to eat, something to drink, and relax a seat. If you are at work, continue to do your job, but watch me on the down low, or either listen to me on the down low. Y'all, if y'all enjoyed this content tonight, make sure that you thumbs up this video. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. And make sure you guys share and leave a comment as well. And thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. Welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches this in the replay. Over here in the chat, we got Jermaine in the place to be. What's up, Jermaine? Jermaine said the exact same thing that I just said. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Also support via a super chat, super sticker, cash app at $ShadesTube, or copy yourself a membership for $4.99. We definitely appreciate the real ones, you know, on this channel. All right, and thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and do that copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area and will be in my comment area, and part of it is scrolling across that screen right there. All right, so guys, make sure y'all check out my Country Wayne reaction video that I just did earlier today. If you watch Country Wayne, he did some great skits today regarding Anthony and Amber, so make sure y'all check those out on his channel, and then come and check my reaction video out as well. Also, check out my latest Dollar Tree haul, my latest YouTube shorts, and my latest movie unpacking blog, and all the other lives. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. Let me go ahead and change this over here back. I don't know why it's on this. I must have put it on there by mistake. So we got to do the thumbs up right there. Actually, let's change to blue so it can match. All right. All right. So let me go over here and turn this music down a little bit. And then we are going to go ahead and get ready to start this day on live. All right. Happy born day to all of my June babies. I'm wishing you a long life and prosperity and a lot of fun on your birthday. All right. And a lot of love and presents and just, everything positive. All right. All right. So anyway, guys, so we're going to recap. We're going to afterwards jump into Javion Magee first. Okay. Javion Magee. Y'all remember that story that we were talking about last year on October? A young man who allegedly and we're not hanging, was like against the fence by the tree or something like that. Where I have any information. Yeah, I think okay, so we're gonna jump right into it. All right. Hopefully my internet is working right because I see the bar one. My audio is bad. Is it still bad? Is it? Is it? I heard you the first time, dude. You said audio's bad, terrible, then you got horrible. Okay, let me see. Let me go ahead and do it like this. Now I can't even read my stuff off my daggone phone because I'm gonna have to do it over here. So let me do this real quick. Let me see what happens if I restart this. Oh no, you can't do that. So let me do this because I don't want the video to start back over. Okay, let's do this. It's still horrible. Just say yes. You don't have to put horrible and all that in there. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's close all these windows. I'm gonna have to do the live. I don't know. You say it's okay now. All right. Hey, most hated. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay. So let me know if it's horrible again, and then I'll switch to my to my cell phone and do this live. That's the good thing about having many different devices. It was probably the internet because I saw it going down to one bar. Anytime it goes down to one bar, it's going to start breaking up. Hopefully it clears up tomorrow when I get ready to do my live, my reaction live, because I hate when I have to do that phone show. I can't show the daggone, the videos when I can't do it from my from the desktop. It's the internet. That's what that is. All right. So anyway, let's go right into it. And if it gets messed up, just put a 1 in the chat, and then I'll know. It's down to 1 bar right now. It's probably chopping up. Okay. So let me go ahead and give y'all the information on Javion. And again, welcome to the live in the chat. All right. So it's okay. The 1 is okay, right? I forgot what I said the 1 is. Yeah, if it's okay, just put a 1. If it's bad, just put a 0. Because we know 0 means it ain't here no shit. If somebody like do a scale, they said grade you on a 1 through 10, that 0 is a hot ass mess. You said no what? So it's the sound is not good again. Just say the sound is not good, Jermaine. The sound isn't good again. You said no, it's not good, right? I don't know why it's chopping up. Damn. Okay. Let me switch to this other damn thing. This makes me sick when I have to do this. Oh, so. Makes me know he was dating that girl for 12 years. Okay, let me do it like this. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. I have to open up StreamYard on my other phone. So now y'all finna hear. Okay, I know. You're finna hear some static. So hold on for a second. StreamYard. Why did this thing come up here like this? Just StreamYard, damn it. I don't know why it's doing all that, okay? Like I said. I don't make sure I'm on the thing, okay. Now, when you feel feedback, I got to cut this one off once this one come on, okay? So just bear with me. Stop camera. When I enter the studio, you're going to hear the feedback, so. Y'all hear me now? Okay, now I'm gonna cut this one. So hold on a second. So that one, so now can you guys hear me pretty good? I just turned that one off. All right. So I'm on my phone now, doing this live. Let's turn this. I don't know what's going on with my internet. It may be bad tonight, or either maybe because they have a lot of stuff on in here using that and stuff. I don't know for sure yet. But anyway, I know my internet is working good. I don't know. So it may be StreamYard. I don't know. Anyway, thanks, most hated. So like I just said, guys, I hate when I have to do it from my daggone phone because it's a little tad different than when you do it on the desktop, okay? So let me do this, and let me do this. Let me turn this all the way down. Mute it out. Do this. We're going to mute it. All right, because I'm watching myself, okay, on another screen. Okay. Usually I watch myself on my phone, but you know, since I can't put it up on my phone because I got the live on this phone, you know, I put it on my desktop. In my other phone, I'm, you know, just looking at my notes. All right, so let's go ahead and do this live now. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so first thing first, we're gonna talk about Javion. So some background information again is that Javion was a truck driver. He had just basically started driving the truck, I think, for a couple months or so before this happened. You know, I forgot what, he was in North Carolina, I believe, I think. And they found him against a tree, like he either hung himself or whatever the case is, or somebody did it. We were thinking that somebody did this though and made it look like, you know, he committed the S word. So let me go ahead and go to the story real quick, okay? Let me just read it from here because there was a lot of stuff. Hold on for a minute. Let me take StreamYard off of my other phone too. Let's type his name in on the thing real quick. Okay, like I said, oh yeah, he was 21 years old. Like I said, he was found unalive against a tree with a rope around his neck in Henderson, North Carolina on Wednesday after making a delivery at the Walmart Supercenter, I believe. Okay, let's see. Let me make sure. What did he make it at Walmart? Let's see. I think it was somewhere. I can't remember where he made a delivery at, but he eventually went to Walmart. All right. Anyway, let's see when if this is the updated one. What is the day? So anyway, they did another report by the state medical examiner, and he ruled Magee's unaliving the S word at first. You know, I mean, that's what he ruled it, the S word, months after he was found unalive hanging from a tree in Vance County. Magee was found unalive on September the 11th in a wooded area. The Vance County sheriff described him as having his back up against a tree and a rope around his neck. And he said there was no lynching. So Sheriff Curtis Bram said there was no foul play suspected in Magee's unaliving and said preliminary information pointed to a possible S word. Magee's family, many of whom live in Illinois, and their attorney spoke out in publicly in September after a nearly 2-hour meeting with investigators about the 21-year-old truck driver's unaliving. The family said he never had any history of S thoughts or depression and was a trucker who took up that job following in his father's footsteps. They said because they were concerned about Magee's unaliving not being a S word, and with investigators quickly researching that conclusion, the family enlisted attorneys to help make sure the investigation was completely thorough and fairly. A week after Javion's unaliving, his family spoke with investigators in person. Attorney Lee Merritt said the discussion took about 2 hours and went through all the evidence gathered at the time. The pressure from family and attorney prompted the sheriff's office to release new details on the timetable of Magee's unaliving, including information that the preliminary autopsy found that Magee did not have any defensive wounds and no signs of physical or sexual assault. The family's attorney said an independent autopsy was planned by the family to compare findings. So they did say, we know that Magee was in Henderson dropping off a load at the Walmart distribution center. So I was right when I said that at first, for his trucking company. On September the 10th, just before 5 p.m., his truck was seen idling in the dirt parking lot, not far from where his body would be later found. He then goes to Walmart, where surveillance video shows him buying the utility rope. On the way out in the parking lot at 6:22 p.m., about 16 hours before he was found unalive, Magee gave $228 to a homeless person outside Walmart. That person told investigators that Magee told him, "I don't know how much it is, but if I had more, I would give it to you." He then goes to a Hampton Inn nearby, but there isn't a room available. So instead, he heads back to the dirt lot off Banco Mill Road, where he was earlier. At 6:52 p.m., he's seen walking away from the truck to the woods alone with an object in his hand. At 7 p.m., he goes back to the truck without anything in his hand. 30 minutes later, the truck ignition is turned off and never started again. He's then seen on video walking away from the truck alone. His body would be discovered with the wrapper from the rope lying next to him. His body was discovered by people mowing the grass who called 911 on September the 11th around 10 a.m. Magee's mother and father spoke briefly at the end of Wednesday's news conference. They thanked everybody for the support they received and asked to be kept in prayers. Magee's father also talked about how his son was hardworking and very competitive. He was one of the first people to say, "Hey, Dad, hey, I want to drive." I'm like, "Wow, what makes you want to do that?" And he said, "I just want to do it, put in my work." And that's just how he was. He wanted everyone to be together. That was his heart. And that's what Corey Magee said. He also had a message of unity. If I can tap into Javion, I would say he wants this country to come together, not all this divided stuff. We all need to come together because if there wasn't a divide, this wouldn't have happened, he said. So the thing is that this is what they were saying, back then, that they believe that this young man committed the S word. So, me and Jermaine and other YouTubers too, we were all looking into this case, and it was just some weird, things going on. Like, for example, this dude was trying to pay off his car. Okay. So if you are trying to unalive yourself, why would you be trying to pay off your car? Why would you? His dad said he had just put some money down, not put down, but he just paid a lump sum of money on his car to get it paid off. All right. So, I mean, if you're trying to unalive yourself, what would be the purpose of that? For real. And then he was excited about, I think they said he was excited about going back to visit his mom again, after I guess he got through with that delivery, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, I just honestly, after when we was investigating this, I just did not believe it. A lot of people didn't believe it. Jermaine didn't believe it. Taylor House Publishing didn't believe it. A lot of people, TikTokers, did not believe it that he committed the S word. I mean, it's just weird. And then we looked at the rope stuff. It was just so many things that we looked at. Eyewitnesses saying certain things. That one guy who called in, I don't know who that guy was. We still do not know who that guy was. The one that I kept on playing his audio. He kept saying that he seen Javion fighting and things like that. Somebody was beating him up and stuff. When he was saying that they kicked him and hit him in his head and all this other stuff. And then we looked at those pictures and stuff. The dude on the ground looked like him and stuff, with blood on his shirt. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. You know what? I still do not believe that young man committed the S word. Okay. I don't believe that. I just really don't. Because it's just weird, all this stuff that we found out, about, it just didn't add up. Even the homeless man, it sounds like, somebody unalived him. Some people probably did, for whatever reason. And they put all these things together to make it appear as the S word. And I just don't believe it. And I don't know if his parents really believe that or not. They did a bunch of interviews and stuff, but I don't know. It's just weird. But if once he passed on, hey Paul, thank you for coming in. Once he passed on, though, the car's been paid off. So, I mean, if he wanted to make sure his mom have a brand new car, he would have paid that car off. He just paid a lump sum on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we thought about that too, but still, he would have just paid it completely off. Plus, he was making plans to go visit his mom again. And then I thought he said he was wanting to buy a house. I can't remember. Do you remember, Jermaine? Put stuff in the chat. You said, I know plenty of people they self no signs. Yeah, a lot of people don't show any signs. But when we was looking at all the information surrounding this, it just seemed very suspicious. I don't remember everything because this was like way back in September. But I did so many lives. I showed pictures. And then the dude was laying on the ground. That looks just like him. Okay, that looked just like him with the white t-shirt on, with the shorts on. That dude did not look alive. And then like a stain was on his shirt. It went right along with the person saying that he was bleeding from his head. Right, he sound upbeat. And he did. He spoke with his grandmother an hour before that happened, and everything was fine. I still believe somebody did that. I really, truly do. Because everything that surrounding this case, it just did not add up. And I'm thinking they unalived this boy because that town is a sundown town. I don't care what they tell you, because I looked up information about it, all the racism stuff was going on there and all types of stuff. And I really do believe they took care of that dude. I really do. I mean, in all honesty, I really do believe that, because it's very strange. This guy had the world right there. He had plans, just so many plans he had. Okay. He was going to see his mom again. He had a girlfriend. She didn't know anything about it. His friend did say he was a little sad over something. But, people do get sad, but that doesn't mean that somebody wants to go and unalive themselves. And right, he wasn't even hanging. He's sitting up right against the daggone fence by the tree or against the tree by the fence or something like that. And and another thing too, if I remember this case correctly, we did not see any type of rope shaving or anything. Like if you hang yourself, I'm thinking that some of the rope would be on the ground. Okay, and then these people took the rope or something back to the daggone Walmart, if I'm not mistaken. You're not supposed to tamper with evidence. That's weird. There's a lot of weird stuff with this case, okay? It was a lot of weird stuff. So they did, and then they said a possible S word in the first place. They didn't say 100%. They said a possible S word. You know, so that's not meaning it. That means it might not have been. They said a possible S word. You came back in here finally. You probably gonna go back out there. Let's see. I don't know, not that girlfriend, or maybe he had two. I can't remember because we went over it pretty much in detail. Let me see if I can pull up some of the things that we said that was crazy about it, because I just erased all his stuff off my phone the other day. Hold on. And it's easy for them to say suicide, that word, you know. It's also easy for them to tell you that there was no defensive wounds and stuff like that. But you know, the parents did look at the body. But the dad said, if I'm not mistaken, said that it looks like his nose was broken. Okay, so whatever happened to all that? That's what his dad said. Okay, even Taylor said the same thing. You know, so I mean, it's crazy. I don't think the girlfriend stepped out on him or anything. I don't know what happened with him. Let's see here. So you see all these old stories and stuff on him. So the toxicology report did find traces of THC. What is THC? THC in his system too. Just to let y'all know that I don't know what THC is. Is that a DRUG? So let's see here. And he was hung, okay? He didn't have no trauma, no natural disease, no ethanol, no illegal DRUGS or medication that caused his unaliving. But they did find traces of THC in his system. So his family did review and receive both reports. Okay. And the family did express deep concerns and disagreement with aspect of the reports, specifically regarding the cause in or manner of unaliving. They said based on conflicting information and several unanswered questions, the family believes the report does not fully or, you know, it does not reflect the circumstances surrounding Javion's passing, point blank. They don't think it tells us completely, you know, truthfully 100% the circumstances surrounding his unaliving. That's what the family said. But that was earlier, so I guess they maybe, I don't know if they finally believe this or not. Back then, that's what they said. I thought that was now, but that's back then. So I'm thinking they probably do still feel the same way, but they just ruled it as the S word, you know. But I thought they did not get on here it says that they got a second autopsy, but I thought they didn't, Jermaine. Yeah, I thought they did not get a second autopsy report. Let me look that up real quick, because I thought, let me see something. You better not start that hissing again. Jay, why don't you leave that door open so she can come in here? Watch her. Let me see if she got, let's see if they did. I don't know if, let's see. You can get a second one, but did they get a second autopsy report for real? Because I know earlier on they said they was going to get one. Okay, and remember we were saying they should have, I don't think they did either. I don't know what this thing is saying. I don't think they did a second one, because when he got buried and stuff, we kept on saying they should, you know, they should have did another autopsy report, and they didn't. You said, right, the family said, hold on. The family said that there were some visible bruises on the body. So can I put that up there? Oh, you can't, because I'm on my channel. And you say, yeah, he went to the tobacco store right before he passed. Right. And Vance County was not forthcoming with information. That's why people are suspicious. I don't think they did. They didn't do another autopsy report because we kept on saying, why didn't they do another autopsy report? And I still don't understand why they didn't do it, just to make sure 100%. Right. Vance County was tripping out and stuff. That sheriff was tripping out. Just the whole thing was, they was just tripping out about this young man unaliving. You know, then you had all these weird eyewitnesses. Then you had all these weird, just a lot of weirdness and stuff, you know, like even in that little still shot that I showed you guys, you saw somebody in the background and looked like somebody was in a truck. It was just weird. The whole case was weird, y'all. It really was. But I honestly don't believe he committed the S word. I just don't. And I do know that people sometimes don't show that they're sad and they just take their life and they be planning and everything. But it's just nothing about him indicates that he would have done that. Just from, you know, listen to his parents, listen to the things he was planning on doing. He didn't act like it was the end. And I don't believe he gave anybody $200 and some dollars. I don't believe that. I believe the homeless guy is made up. You know, they made that dude do that. We looked him up. He's an ex-felon anyway. Or I think he was an ex-felon or something like that. So it's easy to, you know, make those type of people, you know, say things, you know what I'm saying? Or else you'll find a reason to put them back in jail or whatever the case is. So I just think that they did a lot of, you know, trickery and foolery there. And I just don't believe that that kid, you know, unalived himself. And it's too bad that his parents could not, you know, get to the real conclusion of everything. I just don't believe it. And I'm really wondering if they actually believe that now, you know, almost a year later. That's crazy. So like I said, that state autopsy determined that he did unalive himself. That's what they claim. But let me tell y'all something. When people want to do stuff to you because, you know, they could be doing it because of racism or whatever the case is, you know, you may have been talking to their woman or something, any damn thing. You may have talked back or whatever, because, you know, he did have his truck parked there. And a lot of other truck drivers who are Black race or Latino or whatever the case is, they were saying that that truck stop right there is kind of racist. Okay. And they were told to get out of there and things like that. So it could have been so many things that could have happened. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to cover stuff up when people are related in a town or they know each other or they're married to this person or that person. They can all get together and, you know, make everything seem right. Make it appear as if it was a S word. You even had the other dude getting unaliving threats and stuff, the other YouTuber. And yeah, it took them a whole year to reach to that conclusion because the thing is they probably been going over so damn many times to make everything come together so it can appear as the S word. It's crazy. Man, I don't believe this. I don't believe he committed the S word. And maybe one day in the future, maybe not now, but maybe one day in the future, and the truth will come out. I do not believe Javion Magee took his own life. I believe he got into an altercation, maybe because that truck was parked there and they didn't want him there. He may have got smart with them or whatever the case is. I can't remember what we said before. And I believe they beat him up. I really do. I think the police was called, and I believe that they could have been involved in that as well. And they unalived that kid and you know, staged all the other stuff to make it appear that he took his own life. That's what I believe. And all of them could be in on it together. You know, they're going to look out for each other, you know. They are going to look out for each other. But like I said, I hope one day in the future that they find out what really happened to Javion Magee. And I hope his parents, if they don't do it now, I hope one day they go and exhume the body and have it checked again just to make sure, because I don't believe them. I remember his dad saying that it looks like his nose, I think that's what his dad said. It looks like his nose was broke, and then something else. I can't remember what else he said. So yeah, I believe he was beaten. That's why they wouldn't let the family see his body all that time and was trying to send them pictures and shit. Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's how that happened. But I know it was a hot mess, and my condolences are still expressed out to his family and his mom and dad, sibling, his friends, his girlfriend, just anybody who knew him and his other relatives. And my prayers are still expressed out to them as well. And may Javion continue to rest in peace. That's a sad situation. A sad situation. He was doing that job, something he wanted to do. Okay. Just driving, just a truck driver. Went to Walmart and it just went south after that. Shame. Goodness. See what you do. What are you? You better not be scratching underneath my dead going bed. All right? Told you about doing that. Sorry about that, y'all. This is Cat. Okay. So let's take that back off. I told you I don't like doing this on this phone because this stuff don't come down like it does on the desktop. All right. So any more comments regarding Javion before we go on to the next person? I'm looking at this on two different screens. I keep on forgetting I'm not on what's the name up here. All right. So we're going to move on now. And if I do get any more update information, say like, for example, the parents, want to Zoom the body or whatever the case is, I'll let you guys know. Trust me. And hopefully, like I said before, one day in the future, that's what they do to make sure that their son unalived himself or not. Because I don't believe he did. Period. And y'all need to go back and look at those old videos that I did too regarding that. And he was a trucker. And y'all will see what I'm talking about. When y'all look at all the evidence and things like that, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. That we did those videos back in September 2024, right? And then October, and I think by November, I might have did maybe one or two more after that. But then after that, I think we stopped because the family, did not do a second or third autopsy or whatever the case is. Yeah, I know all about them truckers, okay? Everybody don't lose their minds, being over the road, Like I said, y'all got to go back and watch the videos and stuff that I did, and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right? So we're going to go ahead and move on. Now, anything is possible. Just go watch those so y'all get some more insight on that. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on. We're going to move on to Tyler Perry. Dang, I hate that my thing is not, the audio was messed up because I wanted to play that video again. Okay. So Tyler Perry, y'all remember about Tyler Perry. Let's give some history on him real quick. Let me look it up because I want to get it backwards. Okay. Up here scratching my mattress. Dude, can't you tear my mattress? I'm going to put you in timeout for real, for real. We don't do that here, okay? We be in order here, okay? Let's see. She's a good cat, though. She's be doing little things sometimes. You got to, teach her she can't do that. Okay, so now we're going to go to Tyler. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Tyler Perry. Y'all know that Tyler Perry is being sued for $260 million, which is crazy. It is crazy. All right. So Derek Dixon is the person who is suing him. Okay. Derek and Tyler met when Dixon worked at the opening party for Tyler Perry Studios. In his lawsuit, Dixon alleges that Perry encouraged him to try his hand at acting, offering him TV roles in Ruthless and later The Oval. Dixon accepted the jobs, but is alleging that during his employment, Perry actually harassed him, groped him, and then retaliated against him when he did not reciprocate Perry's unwanted advances. And that's according to the complaint. Perry, who is reportedly worth $1.4 billion, said through his attorney that he let someone get close to him, but that he now considered the relationship was nothing more than setting up a scam. All right. So when he said, you know what, I didn't even think about this before when I read this. When he said that he let somebody get close to him. So when he say he let somebody get close to him, is he saying that they were in a relationship? Because he said the relationship was nothing more than setting up a scam. So is he indicating to us that he was in a relationship with Derek Dixon? Because I showed a bunch of text messages, okay, on the screen. And when you read those text messages, at least to me, it doesn't sound like Tyler is just making advances to this dude and this dude is 100% against them. Because it sounds like they were basically corresponding with each other on that level. You know, because Tyler showed that picture of him on the beach, standing in the water, I believe, or standing by the water. I can't remember. And I think he was by jet skis. I'm not sure. I can't remember. And he was like, look at that stud in the picture. And the dude was like, look at what? Tyler said, the waves are beautiful or something like that. And then the dude, I forgot what the dude, Derek, said. And then Tyler said, you see that the stud in the picture too? And then the dude was like making a little jokey joke. Then he said, yeah, some shit, I can't remember. And then I think just the way they were talking in those text messages almost seemed like two people who are trying to get into a relationship or trying to date or something like that. Allegedly, that's what that sounds like to me. I don't know if that's true. They may just talk like that. I'm just saying it sounds like that. You know what I'm saying? To me, anyway. You said what? Y'all crazy. What? Okay, hold on. And then you said, and then Banya said, right, that's what that's what it sounded like when I was reading those those messages and stuff. It just does not sound like for example, if a man talks to another man, say some of the things that Tyler was saying to Derek, and say Derek is hetero, you know what, and he just don't get down like that, Derek would be going off, okay? Be like, what the hell? What are you sending me pictures of you for? I don't want to see you. You know, he'd be saying something like that. Dude, don't do that. I know you my boss, but don't do that, okay? So, I don't know. It just does not sound like Tyler just making these advances and this guy is not liking it or he's not, you know, it seemed like to me he was saying stuff back. I could be wrong, but it seemed like to me that's what, oh, you finally went up there and laid your butt down, huh? She looked tripped out, don't she? She's big, isn't she? I'm so glad do you think she's gonna get bigger than that? I hope not, because they can get up to how many pounds? I thought they said 35 pounds. Oh, the boy can, but the girls can get up to 15 pounds. And how tall? You know, look it up. This Maine cat, what is it? Maine what? Like, y'all know what the heck I be talking about. Maine Coon gets big. Look at this thing going out of here now. She got back down again. But yeah, like I said, Tyler and him seem like I could be wrong. It seemed like they were, you know, a little bit more, I don't know, into a relationship. Yeah, they were flirty. I'm trying to say it in a different way. All right. It seems like they were flirty with each other. Now, I don't know for sure. And it's just weird, y'all, because y'all know good and damn well if like even when I play with a dude, right, and I be playing and saying, you know, weird stuff, you know, like look at this dude over here, how he look, or he fine, isn't he? Or, you know, I be just making silly little comments. You know, most dudes be like, hey, don't be playing with me like that. Don't be saying that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, if Tyler is saying all the things that we saw in those text messages, how was that guy taking it like he was taking it? I don't give a damn this other person's your boss, you're gonna go off. You see what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. So anyway, Tyler said he's not even thinking about this shit. Okay, let's keep it real. He said he's not thinking about this. Okay, hold on. Let me go to this little thing. Let's see here. First of all, he's ignoring the actual assault lawsuit, and he was out chilling with Beyonce in Paris. Because Beyonce is doing that concert. She's finished with the America part, I believe. I had tickets to go to, out here in Cali. Now she's in Paris, and Tyler went there to see her. He said he is not worried about this lawsuit, okay? Let's see what he said. He said it was a scam lawsuit, and it seems like he is unbothered, okay, by it. All right. Now, the thing is, they have not filed any criminal charges. Now, if they do that, okay, because he has evidence or something, then he'll probably be worried. But as of now, there's no criminal charges. So it's just the civil lawsuit that's in progress right now. Like I said, he was out in Paris enjoying Cowboy Carter's show, Beyonce's show. All right. Let's see what else. He was also hanging with Beyonce's mom. Right. And he was playfully bobbing his head along to the music. So he could be, worried about it. I don't know. But out in public, it seems like he's not bothered by this lawsuit. He said it was crazy anyway. He said that he did this a scam and the dude is lying. I don't know if the dude is lying or not. Those damn text messages are something else though. I can't even remember what they said. I wish I could. I can go to some of them, let y'all hear. I will go to some of them. You said he was taking it because he's been taking it, if you know what I mean. Okay, y'all are a mess. So let me see some of these text messages again. Let's see here. Hold on, I'm all on StreamYard and shit. See, that's why I told y'all I like doing this on my phone. Hold on. Derek Dixon, I'm on the live. Let me close my door. These people are talking all loud and ghetto. Let's see. Okay, let's see if they got some of them right here. I just want to look at a couple of them. That's it. Let me see if they got them here. These damn people always want you to get a membership and stuff. Hold on, let me see if they got them here, you guys. I know they got them on TikTok. It's not here. Let me see if it's on the other thing that I got. He claimed that Tyler was sending him unsolicited photos. Oh, yeah, that's right. One of the messages, Tyler Perry commenting on the accuser's lunch choice, saying thick what? Let me see, thick. He was calling him thick, I believe. Oh, yeah, he said, oh, my God. Look at that thick. You know what, Derek? Okay. Then he said, break out in ass and thighs. What? Wait. Oh. This is crazy, you guys. Hold on. Wait. Let me hide this from the stage. Then, hold on. Let me do this. I forgot to put this one up so y'all can. Okay. Hold on. He said, why did that photo make me jealous? You two together. Okay. And then I think that was Tyler right there, right? And then Derek said, ha, 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 ha. I don't know. It's just Brad, LOL. And then Tyler said, LOL. And then Derek said, he just wanted to go for a quick walk to get his steps in. And now I'm walking to Chipotle by myself, LOL. And then Tyler said, thick Derek, get that Chipotle. And then, is this Derek he's talking to though? Okay, anyway, then Derek said, haha, can you tell from that photo? And then Tyler said, no, I can't, only from your jeans. Oh yeah, he talking to Derek. That's sad. And wait a minute, this dude, hold on. How can he say that Tyler is making these unwanted advances when he's asking these type of questions? He said, thick Derek. Then he said, go get that Chipotle. And then I guess Derek say, haha, can you tell from that photo? He said, no, I can't. I can't. Only from your jeans. And then he said, ha ha ha, that's how I measure too. If I'm not filling them out, I'm not working hard enough. What the hell? Okay. And then Tyler said, right. Okay. So just that text message alone, it makes me think that they are flirting and talking to each other, and he must be, you know, a HOMOS, or either he's a, what's the other one? BISEXUAL. Okay, I'm talking about Derek. He also talked about other actors in his text, including, why did that photo of Dixon and another cast member make me jealous? You two together. Yeah, that's when he was, so that's the one I just read. So that was him he was talking to. Damn. So what's thick on Derek? Is he talking about his, you know what? He is, because he said, because Derek Dixon said, allegedly, that he wanted, he measure it like that too if he fill out his jeans or something like that. Okay, then Tyler said, no straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to F you. I would F you. Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this, right? Now, I don't even remember reading this right here. Okay, this is something new here. Tyler said, no straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to F you. I would F you. He does? Oh, he plays a H character in the Oval, because I ain't never seen it before. So, I mean, in these text messages, he said he rejected the advances. He did reject some, but he's still going along with it. If I am a straight up hetero man, even if I was bi or the other one, you know, if I don't want someone to make someone to make advances to me, you're going to know that from the start. All right. So you won't do it again. It seems like he was going along with this. At least it does to me. Now, I don't know what else transpired, but, you know, in those messages, it seems like in that one right there, that he's basically talking back to him back. Then he said Dixon claimed that he was invited to Perry's Atlanta home, where after getting drunk and falling asleep in the guest room, Perry allegedly entered his bed and began touching his thighs. He probably thought it was okay because of the conversations they had. He just told him he would F him, okay? But anyway, you still can't be getting into bed with somebody, okay? So this is probably why you got that lawsuit. If you got in bed with somebody and they didn't tell you to come and get in bed with them, and then you touching on them and things like that, and they tell you to stop and you don't. That's why he got that sexual assault lawsuit. He said he stopped him. He rejected his advances, but Perry continued to pursue him. Okay. Then he said Perry sent him actually a suggestive messages and said he was seeking a real life extra partnership similar to Dale, a GAY store clerk who is eager to sleep with other characters. I guess he played Derek, huh? So out of fear for his career, Dixon responded cautiously that he wasn't that sexual. Okay. And then he said that Perry grabbed him by the throat during a actually charged conversation later that year, while allegedly saying, "Look how excited you just got." Seemed like there was some type of situation going on, okay? And maybe he did do some things. Tyler could have done some things that this dude did not like. I don't know for sure, you know. They said here, Tyler said this is an individual who wanted to get close to him, okay? And he said there was a scam, he just looking for money. So I don't know. You say he's definitely in the alphabet community. Okay. Definitely. More than likely, huh? Also, you say you remember him now, so I never seen that show. Okay. I'm about to go look it up just to see. So again, Dixon is seeking $260 million. I don't see him getting $260 million in damages. That's weird. I have never heard of anyone asking for that amount of money, period, for this type of stuff, and I'm wondering, if any criminal charges will be filed. You have to have a certain amount of evidence to get these criminal charges filed in the first place. So if he does not have proof or anything, or enough proof that indicates that this is what Perry did, then they can't do the criminal charges point blank. So that's the damn trip. But anyway, Perry said he is not worried. He said this is a scam, trying to get some money, and he's mad. And it is what it is. I'm beginning to think that they were like flirting with each other, and maybe Perry did do some of these things this guy said. I don't know for sure. And if the thing is, if this guy, it doesn't matter if this guy was talking back to him or not, in that manner. The thing is, if this guy told him no about certain things and he just insisted on doing it, then this is why he has the lawsuit. Because when somebody tell you no, you have to stop. If somebody tell you don't send them no pictures or touch them or to get out their bed or whatever the case is, and you don't do it, then there you go. You know what I'm saying? Then you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. So I don't think he ever said if he was like liking him or not. I can't remember. But the thing is that it really doesn't somewhat matter, because if he said no, don't do some certain things, then that means no. No means no. Just like a woman. If a woman can be dating a whole man, even married to him, and if she tells him no, regarding certain things, and this person go ahead and do it, then she can file charges, or she can, if she wanted to do a lawsuit, of course she could do a lawsuit. So it is what it is. Okay. So anyway, I just told y'all what Perry basically said. He doesn't seem like he's worried. So I will be keeping you guys abreast of everything that happens with Tyler Perry being sued for $260 million, which is a hot ass, juicy ass mess. Okay. All right. So now let's go right on to y'all boy Diddy. Okay. Y'all boy Diddy. Let's change this banner. Hold on, let me find it. So this is Diddy's, I forgot what day it is, you guys. The trial day, okay? Shit, 30 something, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is not trial day 24, okay? Let me see if I can edit that real quick. And we're just going to say, take the numbers off and just do a recap. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Okay, let's do it like that. Save. And then we're going to put it back up there. All right, so we got it up there. So before we go over the entire trial today, okay, I just want to tell you some other things about Diddy. First thing first. So you've been hearing all these little crazy jokes going around about Diddy, about the oil over there in Iran and all this other stuff. So anyway, oh my gosh, let's see. Today, my little silly little son was trying to tell me a joke about it. Let me do this real quick. And this boy says this. Hold on, let me get it. Let me tell y'all what he said. He's so damn silly, it's ridiculous. We sit in the car chilling, right? I'm driving, right? And this boy says this right here. And I was laughing about it because it was funny, when I heard it. I had to think about it for a minute too, we'd be slow and shit. He was like, hold on. He said, Iran better chill before they send the diddler to get all that oil. He said Diddy. He said Iran better chill before they send Diddy to get all that oil. And I was like, what? I had to think about that for a minute. I was like, okay, I got it. And so then somebody said, which is me, I said, Diddler got enough oil to open up a Diddy lube, like Jiffy Lube. Yeah, he got enough oil because we was talking about the picture in the background with him in the front with all the oil in the background. So I looked at that picture. I was like, Diddy, the Diddler got enough oil to open up a damn Diddy lube. I said, free oil changes for you, and you. All right. Free oil changes for everybody because that's how much damn oil he got. But that other one that my son said, when he said that Iran better chill before they send the diddler to get all that oil. Man, I was laughing my ass off when he said that because, I'm like, damn, I can imagine. Because, he had all that damn oil in his house and stuff, man. What was this dude doing with all this damn oil? Damn, you said Fall from Grace was his best movie? Okay. Anyway, y'all crazy. Anyway, let's see. So let me just tell y'all what Judge Mathis said if the trial ended today. Judge Mathis said if the trial ended today, he would give Diddy 5 to 10 years in a state jail. Okay? So basically, I'm thinking that Judge Mathis is saying that he would not be giving any jail sentence on the RICO charges because I don't think Judge Mathis see that those RICO charges are not strong enough to even give him years incarcerated. I'm thinking, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. I'm just thinking, So he said that he would give him 5 to 10 years in state prison. All right. And we know that he is not being charged with the state crime. So I'm just guessing the reason why Judge Mathis said that is because he does not see ex-trafficking, racketeering, or abuse of power. He may see the abuse of power, but I don't think he see the ex-trafficking and the racketeering. Okay. So that's why he probably said 5 to 10 years in state prison because the abuse he did on Cassie and other people probably in the abuse of power, among some other things. That's what he probably said that for. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he might not see, the RICO stuff. And that's probably why he said that. What? Oh, he was still here. She was still here. What she was doing? She was downstairs. Okay, it's time for you to go to bed, Saber. All right. Good night, Saber. It's time for you to get in the bed. All right, go in your bed. Go lay down. You can't go back in there tonight. Good night. Go to bed. Go ahead. You can't stay up all night. Go to bed. Go to sleep. Go ahead. Okay. All right. So that's what I'm thinking, you guys. That's the reason why Judge Mathis probably said that. Let's see. Yeah, because everybody's tripping out about that damn, video where he was beating the crap out of Cassie. So that's why I think Judge Mathis said he would give him 5 to 10 years. And you know what? Honestly, I said the same thing to Jermaine. I was like, if I was the judge, first of all, I don't know for sure if we really see ex-trafficking or racketeering, okay? And so therefore, I'm saying that I would probably he probably wouldn't get any charges as far as on RICO, but if you could, the state should file charges and charge him on the abuse of power and the abuse of Cassie and whomever else he abused, okay? And he should get time for that, but I read about that. You can get up to 25 years just for that. So it is what it is. But you know what? If it is a mistrial or he's found not guilty, who's to say the state won't go and file charges, press charges, or whatever the case is? They may do that. And then he's going to be going to court again. And guess what? since there is a video of him beating the crap out of Cassie, and then these other people saying what he did, and if they have evidence, he could still possibly go to jail. We just don't know. You know what I'm saying? We just do not know for sure. You know. Let's see what y'all saying over here. So you said Pyle Fall from Grace was his best movie. Diddy out. Diddy get out. He be perfect as the new Blade of Black. Y'all are crazy, man. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. This is funny. No, he gonna be playing something else. He gonna be playing. I gotta think of a movie. Y'all be so crazy. Damn, you know what? If he gets off though, I don't honestly, do y'all think he's gonna be able to come out and show his face again? Because they're gonna be making all types of baby oil jokes, man. Shit. All types, man. He's gonna be embarrassed because they already doing all types of jokes on this dude. Man, they got him with the oil, just all types of shit. It was like, call Diddy to go over there. He'll stop him. You know what I'm saying? Just, because he'll take all their damn oil. Just all kinds of weird shit. Hey, Tony Vance, what's up? What's up? What's up? Happy and blessed Tuesday to you. Let's see. He should definitely leave the country because damn, I don't see him. I don't really see anybody wanting to sponsor him or anything because that video of him beating the hell out of Cassie, listen, the people who are against that type of stuff, domestic violence, gonna get his ass, okay? Even if he does not get, that's why I don't understand why people wish and stuff if he did not do X trafficking and stuff. The thing about it, even if he get off, I don't think he's ever going to have the life that he had before. You see what I'm saying? I just don't, because people are still going to be talking about the way he beat up Cassie. Okay, you have actual evidence there that shows that. All right, that's why he didn't want nobody to see that video, because he knows that one video is damaging his damn whole everything. It really is. And a lot of sponsors are not going to, sponsor a person like that because they don't want these what do you call a group? They don't want that group to be coming up against them and mess up all their business. Shit, I just don't see it. He definitely should leave the country and never come back. And Ponyo said, hell yeah. Oh my God, we are silly over here, y'all. You tripped me out with this right here. You said he should get out. He should leave the country. Hold on. And never come back. Because they're going to have all types of jokes, y'all. Can y'all imagine Diddy out there talking on an award show, somebody yell out, Diddy, you should open up a damn Diddy, what did I say, a Diddy lube, like Jiffy Lube, free oil changes for everybody. I got free oil for you. I got free oil for you. I got free oil for you. Enough to last for damn years, all that damn baby oil in this house. Man, damn. This dude, they're going to have all types of jokes. I cannot see it. I don't see him, honestly, I don't see him being back like he used to be. All his friends, basically, except maybe one or two people turn their back against him, on him. I mean, people are talking about him. They making jokes. Everybody know he's bi now. People saying that, men saying that he made advances on them and stuff. Just weird shit. But you know what? One thing that I have not seen though, okay? I have not seen all these other people on the witness stand or any accusations about him doing anything to kids or to all these girls who got up that I, did lives on saying that he did stuff to them. Why weren't they there? Okay. And no mentioning of kids or anything. They probably will. What you said they're gonna make a wait. Let me go down to these comments. Oh, you said, watch, in a few years, they make a movie called The Adventures of Diddy and Cassie Wild King Nights. They probably are going to make one, okay, about the entire thing. If he was smart, he would make one and tell the real story. Yeah, he could do a movie, a documentary, a movie, and he could tell the real story. You know, he said he was just a swinger. He said he's just like, you know, he's a real freakazoid, you know. Yeah, when he go do, if he go to like do a club or something, they're gonna play that song, The Freaks Come Out at Night. 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 They're gonna play that shit all the time, man. I can just see all the jokes coming in. I can just really see it. Let's see what else y'all said. Hold on. I can't even move the damn screen. Hold on, y'all. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. And then you said Americans are short-sighted. Okay. This damn thing. I told y'all this thing be tripping out. And Tony said the industry is full of weirdos. Definitely. That's the truth. And then you say, hell, our president is a convicted ex-offender, allegedly. Okay, we're going to hide that one. But still, they're not going to still listen. You said he would be okay too, Tony Mans. The thing is that they're not going to treat him like the president or a lot of these other people. And we know one of the reasons why. Okay, let's just keep it real. It's not going to, certain things is not going to apply to, you know, to him, or I know it's not allegedly, but, or for him. Okay. You know how that goes. It's going to be probably a little bit, he got a lot of money, but still, I don't see, he may get some sponsors, but I don't see like he had it before. I just don't see it because of that domestic violence group, all these different groups like that. They're going to go out there and, you know, make a big thing out of it. You know, at least that's what I'm thinking. Unless he pays them off or something, then, you know, I don't know. You said not allegedly, convicted. I'm just trying to be nice up here, Jermaine. You know, I got to do everything politically correct over here on my channel, but y'all can say certain things over in the chat. All right. But anyway, getting back to Diddy, you know, and Judge Mathis, I kind of think I understand why Judge Mathis said what he said. Okay, point blank. All right, so let's see what else we got here. So one of Diddy's messages, let me read it real quick for you guys. Hold on. He said, okay, so one of those messages he sent, I think I told y'all about this before. He sent $15,000 to Jane, among other things. That's pretty good though, 15 grand. Let's see. So let's see. So they said Combs wanted her there fast. His own text. Should I book debauchery for 9 o'clock? And then Jane responded, thumbs up. And then he wired her $15,000 just like that. And he gave the escort service, Cowboy for Angels, $1,100 via Jane's Cash App. He also booked one entertainer in the flights. Okay. They said the prosecutor said that Diddy paid large sums of money. He asked for escorts and directed Jane to host them. They also say this happened across many cities, including Los Angeles and Miami. Now, the defense lawyers say all meetings were consensual in part of a lifestyle the couple agreed on. Diddy has pleaded not guilty. And if he can prove that everything was consensual, then there you go. Okay, there you go. $15,000, man. Okay, let's see what else we got going here with Diddy. So let's see this one right here. Hold on. You said Diddy, the perfect example of what goons do with their money. Okay. He's not the only one. A lot of men be doing this stuff with their money. Bunyan, you know that, right? You said Diddy was still outside until they came and got him. Y'all so damn silly. Okay. Let's see what else y'all said. Okay, let's see what else here. See what else they got. Oh, I can't read that one. So he definitely directed the hotel nights, okay? And he was telling Jane some details on what he wanted her to do. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Let me take that one off of here real quick. Let me take this off so I won't repeat the same stories again. Okay, let's see. That's another video. They also talked about buying clothes too. Let me see what they said about buying clothes. This may be a video. If it's a video, I'm not going to play it. Let's see. So they show information about Jane's encounters with other men using hotel bills, credit card statements, text, and audio messages. Okay, let's see. And then he bought clothes for her as well. That's crazy, man. I can't play that video though, because it's on YouTube. Let's see. This damn case is a hot ass mess. So Diddy's lawyers signal they won't be calling defense witnesses. Why? Let's see what they say here. So they said Sean Diddy Combs' defense is planning not to call witnesses in his ex-trafficking trial. They said Combs had wanted to testify in his own defense, but seems to have changed his mind. And they're going to rest prosecutors say they will rest their case on Tuesday, tomorrow, or today. So he was rehearsing for his testimony and everything, okay? That's what one person said, okay? They told Business Insider this, okay? A person who had knowledge of his plan said that to Business Insider, that he was rehearsing his testimony. And I guess his lawyers must have told him not to testify. He said he wanted to do it though, and they were getting him ready. But now it appears that the music and lifestyle entrepreneur has had a change of heart. I wonder, why did he change his mind? And then today, and during a scheduled discussion outside the jury's presence, Lee Combs' attorney, Mark Agnafilo, indicated to the judge in the Manhattan federal trial that the defense would not call any witnesses. I wonder why. They also said that Combs testifying could backfire and expose the one-time near billionaire to potentially damaging cross-examination from the prosecution. They said if Combs did take the stand, prosecutors may have been allowed to question him about his arrest record and the wave of ex-abuse lawsuits against him. And then as recently as last week, the defense has said it would call at least 3 witnesses. One was a forensic psychiatric expert, and 2 were employees of Combs Global. Okay, I wonder why they decided not to. So they did say Combs would get one last chance to change his mind and take the stand, said attorney Michael Bachner, a former prosecutor who was on the defense team in 2001 when Combs was acquitted in Manhattan of state-level GUN and bribery charges. Combs did testify at that trial, guys. I didn't know that. So they said before the defense rests on Tuesday or Wednesday, and with jurors out of the courtroom, the judge will tell Combs that it is his right to testify on his own behalf. And they will ask Combs if he is waiving the right of his own free will. So they said the last thing anyone needs If he is convicted, it's for him to come back and say that I wanted to testify and they did not let me, or I did not understand my rights. And then this prosecutor Baxter called not testifying the smart move. He said if he testified, like I said before, Combs will risk being cross-examined on his prior conduct with other women accusers beyond those named in the indictment. Then they say prosecutors had hoped to tell jurors about 3 such unnamed women, only to be rebuffed after the defense complained that the conduct they would testify about was far worse than that described in the indictment. They said there could be a whole variety of landmines out there that the defense is probably aware of from the government and that they want to try and avoid. Another risk is that when defendants take the stand, the defense can suddenly shift to the sole question, do they believe him? If Diddy were to take the stand, all of the other witnesses the defense cross-examined would become either secondary or in many ways irrelevant. He also said if they don't believe Combs, then he's going to be convicted, regardless of what the others say or said. So they did say prosecutors are expected to rest their case on Tuesday after calling more than 30 witnesses to testify against Combs since mid-May. Those witnesses included Combs' ex-trafficking accusers and ex-girlfriends, R&B singer Cassie, and a woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane. Once the prosecution rests, defense attorneys are planning to read stipulations agreed upon by both parties into record and then also rest. Closing arguments will likely begin on Thursday, and Combs' 8-man, 4-women jury will get the case afterward. If convicted on top of charges of ex-trafficking and racketeering, Combs, 55, faces spending the rest of his life behind bars. So that is the trip right there. But it is what it is, you guys. It is what it is. Hold on, let me see what else. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. So what do y'all think about that? So let's see what y'all said over here. You said that's a bad idea. It definitely, getting on that stand is definitely a bad idea since the prosecutors could, do a cross-examination and bring up other things that they should not be bringing up. So it may be, good that he isn't going to testify. At least we don't think he is. Okay, let's see here. Hold on, let me see what they're saying here. Okay, I just wanted to read that. Let me see what else I got on his trial today, guys. Hold on for a second. But yeah, so do y'all think he's going to be convicted or what? And if he is convicted, how many years you think he's going to get? Let's see. Look, Cat done went to sleep, y'all. She knows when to go to bed. I told her to go get in the bed. She's in the bed asleep. Let's see here. What else we got here? Let me see. Let's see if I covered everything yet. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Let me just look at this real quick. So today they did not call any witnesses, like I just said. So do y'all think that his attorneys already know that he's going to be convicted and spend some time in prison? You say yes, 15 years. Damn. Because it looks like, because they didn't call any witnesses, right? Do y'all think he should have took that plea deal? So on Friday, the jury will get the case. Okay. No, yeah, they won't get in until Friday. Then they will do their deliberations. Goodness. So they did cross-examine. I don't know if they cross-examined the Homeland Security Special Agent Joseph Storcilio. I think they did because they said they had another 15 minutes left in that cross-examination. Let's see. Yeah, because they asked, the defense is asking the witness about a number of raunchy text messages between accuser Jane and influencer and model who testified. She's an influencer and model who testified against the pseudonym Jane. So they was asking asking the witness about a number of those, raunchy text messages between Jane and Sean Combs. So they did that to show that these alleged victims were willing to participate in those freak-offs and King Hotel nights, whatever they call it, with the ability to refuse taking part in them. So it's just like this, though, because we don't know exactly what happened when they did the cross-examination and if the jury is believing what they what they heard. Okay. Because if the defense attorneys are trying to prove that all of these freak-offs were consensual, how do we know that they did not prove that? That's what I'm trying to say. See, because at first when I read that it wasn't going to be no witnesses, I think we misunderstood what they were saying, because we're not lawyers. So maybe they was talking about additional witnesses. I don't know. But anyway, maybe they were talking about the witnesses. I don't know. I don't know for sure. But anyway, the defense was asking the witness about a number of raunchy text messages between Jane and Sean Combs. And they was doing that to further, their argument that these alleged victims were willing to participate in the freak-offs and all the other little freak-off sections that they had. And they could have left anytime they wanted to. You said if convicted of RICO built on X trafficking with coercion, the mandatory minimum is 15 years or lower. But we don't know if he's going to be convicted of that, though. You said a judge could technically give probation, but that's rare, and only if the underlying acts are alike. I don't know. He could walk out of there. Now, I don't know for sure, because I don't know if they really see if they really prove X trafficking. I don't know if they really prove X trafficking. And what was the other one? X trafficking in what is the other one? Damn, this damn thing all on my feet. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this shit off my foot. X trafficking. Innocent. What was the other part of that? What they're trying to get him on? The X trafficking and racketeering. I don't know if they proved that yet. Okay, I just don't know for sure if they did. You said they did, Jermaine, but I don't know for sure. We're not lawyers anyway. I don't know for sure. Yeah, that judge is trying to get this over real fast so he can enjoy his damn holiday. All right, let's keep it real. The judge is a character himself. At least he looks like one. You said according to court TV. I don't know. I don't know for sure how the jury is looking at this. Okay, because we can't see inside of the courtroom. We're just going off of what we see, right? And I don't know for sure, because with the defense team showing that everything is consensual, and then you're reading some of these text messages where these people don't sound like they coerced into doing anything. They sound like they are willing and they want to do it. Majority of the messages that I read, I mean, I don't know all of them because we didn't see every single message, but some of the ones that I saw, it sounds like some of these people were definitely, into doing this. Okay. You even got people hooking up with damn male escorts when seandiddycombs wasn't even around. So again, I don't know for sure with this case. I don't know for sure. I do not know, and I'm not going to pretend like I know. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be fascinating to find out when it like next week. I guess they'll know, or the week after. No, it would be next week. Let's see. Yeah, next week they should know, because next week is what? This week is what? The day is the 23rd. Yeah. Next they should know. They may know Friday or next week, early next week, or sometime next week. Okay. But I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be found guilty or not. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure, you guys. So let me see what else they're saying here. Let's see what they said to this man. Hold on, they going into a whole nother damn story. Hold on, y'all. Let me find this. What else did they say here? I want to see what they asked them. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let's see here. So they're trying to prove that he used a group of trusted employees to commit and cover up crimes, including arson, kidnapping, and narcotics distribution. I don't see them proving that the kidnapper, who did he supposed to be kidnapping? Because I don't see that did he help? Did he hold anybody against their will? Because I don't remember seeing that. As far as the arson, they can't prove that he blew up Kid Cudi's car. So I don't see them convicting him. I don't see that. I don't see it because I don't understand if they don't have proof. How not even I don't see no type of proof. Okay, that not even what's the other thing that I'm looking for? I forgot the other term they use, but I don't see that either. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Because it was some conflicting information with the arson thing, because they did blurt out that they found a woman's DNA. Okay, remember? And then Judge Aaron threw that out, or whatever the case is. So I don't understand how they would even try to use that. All right. Now, the other person did say allegedly that a woman, I forgot which woman it was. I want to say KK, I'm not sure, allegedly, was sent over there to that house. I don't know for sure because I'm getting all this confused, So I remember something like that. But still, we don't have no concrete evidence or proof that this even happened. So I don't understand how they would, try to get the racketeering conspiracy charge. And then the kidnapping, who did he supposed to have kept against their will? Because Cassie could leave anytime she wanted to, because she went to a different country. She got a chance to leave to go have an affair with her now husband and with the other dude and things like that. So, I mean, I don't see it. Now, the narcotics distribution, that could be something, because if he did give people, if they do have proof that he gave people ketamine and what else? The white stuff, and what else? Okay, I know it was ketamine, the white stuff, and it was something else, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Those are, narcotics. So I can And, he was buying that allegedly, gave them money to get this stuff, remember? Even Jane, so he could get that. I can see that. And what else we got here? Now, as far as him using his employees to do certain things, I don't know about that for sure. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because allegedly he did have employees, do certain things like to clean up the hotel rooms and to get the hotel rooms, get the male escorts and things like that. But was he trying to run a criminal enterprise? I don't see it. I just see him having these people do this, because he was a damn freakazoid. I'm gonna be perfectly honest about it. That's what I see. I see him, getting these people to do these things, paying them because he was just a straight up cold-blooded freakazoid. I mean, for real. Now, did he force anybody to do it? Some people say that he did. I think that's what they said, if I'm not mistaken. But can that be proven? Did they have proof to show that? You said you see it, but it's weak. Okay, so where do you see that at, Jermaine? Because one could easily say that he just basically told them and it was game to do it. They didn't deny it. Did he put a GUN up to their head and make them go and hire these people? He was giving them money and they know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't want to do it, they didn't have to do it. Now the threats and stuff, if they got proof of that, that could be something, threatening people to do stuff, or else I'll fire you or I'll stop you from working in the industry and things like that. But I don't see that being a federal crime. I see that being something dealing with state. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. That charge conference that they're going to have, I think they each take 4 hours apiece. Okay. So they did say using a group of trusted employees to commit and cover up crimes. Well, that part of it, the cover up crimes, I think it just depends on how they play it out. It just depends on how good that defense team is, because, the prosecutors could easily say allegedly when he was trying to bribe that hotel person, try to give them, I forgot how much money, all that money, that could be looked up as a bribe in a cover up for the crimes that was committed, the crime of beating the shit out of Cassie, domestic violence. But on another note, he could say that he was giving them that money to clean up the room and get everything repaired because he did not want that to get out into the public. And so therefore, that's why he was offering that large amount of money. And since they was up there into an altercation, he just figured he would give them extra money because he is rich as hell. So, I mean, giving somebody that extra money won't mean too much to him. Now, I don't know. You said, oh, no, but he was holding these videos over the girls' heads and forcing them to do what he wanted. Right. So that's why I said I do see, charges possibly from that if they have proof of that. But that would be more likely. That isn't that a state crime? It may be a federal. I don't know for sure because I'm not a lawyer. That hotel video is a downfall, but that's not a federal offense. That's a state offense, right? But just say even if you get off on the federal, I honestly see the state bringing charges against them for that video. I really do, if they can. And I think they can. Okay, I think they can. And you know what? There's the proof right there. The proof is in the video. So if they, even if you get off on the federal stuff, who's to say that he will not get charges in state court and be right back in court again by the end of the year for, domestic violence on Cassie? And how many years can he get for domestic violence, Jermaine? And you just never know. So even if he got off, I don't really think he's off the hook, period. I just don't. Because the state can pick up stuff. And you know, all them people probably know each other anyway, and they may even tell them to go after them. I mean, to go after him if they can't get him on the federal RICO stuff, to go after him on the state charges. You know, like, you know, the domestic violence stuff, that, what do you call it? Assault and battery or some shit. And they could even make it as assault and battery. I don't think they can say with intentions to unalive, because it didn't look like he was trying to unalive her, but with bodily injuries, they can probably do that, huh? That hotel video is definitely his downfall, but that's not, I don't believe that's like a federal, that's not a RICO though. Okay, that's more like domestic violence, but domestic violence is looked at seriously though. You know what I'm saying? It really is. And then they saying that he coerced his then girlfriend, but then in them text messages, it does not sound like she was coerced. It does not sound like Jane was coerced to do anything. Okay, you read those text messages? So we will see. I mean, like I said, I don't know for sure, but we will see. Let's see how much you can get for domestic violence. Let's see in state. Let's look and see real quick, y'all. Hold on. Let's go to this. In the state of New York. Damn, what did I just push? Let me do this. Hold on, y'all. I guess they would call it assault and battery, huh? Let's see. Well, a Class B misdemeanor is up to 3 months in jail. Okay, Class A misdemeanor is up to 1 year in jail. A Class E felony is up to 4 years in prison and up to $5,000 in fines. A Class D felony is up to 7 years in prison and up to $5,000 in fines. All right, so again, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, if he gets off on these this RICO stuff, and just say he gets off, they find him not guilty, right? If the state decides to do charges, they can do the domestic violence charges, and they're going to have evidence. The video is the evidence. If I'm not mistaken, the video would be the evidence, and he can still end up getting some years. And I honestly believe if this happens like that, I don't believe he will get, I believe he will get years. I really do. And then again, he may not, because I mean, they may, you know, you just never know. But I'm just saying, let me see something. I didn't know that was a felony. Let's see what that is. You have to put the state and everything too, because every state has different rules. What is the Class D felony? Damn, they got a whole bunch of them though. They got, damn, what the hell? Huh? Oh, this is something else right here. Let's see that. California. What? Let me see what Class D felonies are. I don't know, man. This is a lot. If your ass get a felony sentence for domestic violence, in certain states, you can get up to 10 years in prison, 10 years or more. Y'all better watch it when y'all be calling yourself putting your hands on people. Damn, I didn't even know that. I mean, I'm finding out new stuff right here looking at it. That's crazy, man. Right. You said basically it comes down to whether the jury believes the witness. Wow. You said it is evidence. Hold on. Let's see what you said here. Okay, let's see. Right. The hotel video is definitely evidence. Now it depends on if Cassie's mom have evidence that shows that Seandiddycombs was trying to extort her for some money, you know, or he was going to show a video, you know, and he was serious, even if he isn't serious, just doing it. If she has evidence, there you go right there. Okay, with that part of it. But if she does not have evidence, just hearsay, or basically hearsay, I don't see how they can just go, believe that. That's what I'm trying to say 100%. I just don't see it unless they have some type of convincing non-physical evidence, But I don't know if you can use that in a RICO trial. I don't know if you can use that or not. I will have to look that up to see. I forgot what you need for this type of trial to convict a person. So I don't know for sure. So let me see what else they got for Seandiddycombs today. I think that was it, though. All these cats are asleep, dog. Can y'all believe it? I think that's about it today for his recap. Let me see. Because we already talked about the explicit emails, messages, and things like that. And I definitely don't see that transportation to engage in the P word because, some can say that when he got those male escorts and things like that to come out. But when you say prostitution, a good defense attorney would tear that apart because, like he said before, a lot of people call up escorts from different places and they have them come to their house to escort them. So, this is crazy. They might as well prosecute a lot of people for doing that. Yeah, I just don't see some of these things like the kidnapping thing, the arson. I can believe he probably did it, but you got to have proof. The narcotics distribution, maybe because of, the white stuff and the ketamine, and there was some other little stuff too. Because he did give his people money to buy all of these things, okay? So on Wednesday, they're going to have the charge conference. I think each side gets 4 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Then a summitation on Thursday. And then the jury, if everything stays on schedule, then the jury could begin deliberating Combs' fate before the end of the week. And then, so if they do it on Friday, I wonder how long, they did tell us how long they deliberate for, but I don't remember. Will they have the answer this Friday or Monday? So if I was on the jury, it would be hard for me. I'm going to have to say not guilty, y'all. If I was on the jury, that's what I would say, not guilty. What about you, Jermaine? Would you say guilty or not guilty if you was on the jury? You two most hated and Tony Vance. Would it be guilty or not guilty? I think he needs to be up on state charges. That's what I feel. I say not guilty to all the racketeering and all that stuff, the RICO, but I do say, that he should be brought up on state charges for domestic violence, for battery and whatever else they can get him for regarding Cassie and anybody else they have evidence on for doing any like abuse or anything. You say guilty. Jermaine said guilty. Goodness. So Jermaine says guilty. So you changed that a couple of weeks ago. You said not guilty. So what about you, Tony, if you're still here, and Most Hated, if you're still here? Is it guilty for you or not guilty for Sean Combs? They may be gone because it is getting late. It's 11:40. It's early out here for me, though. But we only got a couple more minutes, then we're going to get out of here. You okay? You okay? Okay. You want me to turn that fan off? You cold? Let me turn that fan off. But you don't want to let baby be cold. Why don't you turn this off? I didn't even know this thing was on. Let's turn it off. Because it's not cold. Hi. Good night, Sable. Good night. Good night. Okay. So Most Hated said guilty. Okay. So we got 2 guilties, 1 non-guilty. Okay, y'all, we doing a little mock thing right now. So, okay, so Tony Bands, is it guilty for Sean Combs or not guilty? I'm gonna wait for Tony Bands, give him a couple, at least 3 more minutes. So Sean, looks like you're going to jail, prison. Because I'm the only one. I mean, if this was an actual jury, he still wouldn't be, because I said not guilty. So, you know, everybody got to say the same thing. So, Jermaine, why do you say he was guilty? Most Hated, why do you say he's guilty? Because, again, I say, you know, if you're going to say he's guilty on ex-trafficking, wouldn't that make a lot of men guilty? Because a lot of men, you know, I mean, they're not on trial, but, I mean, it should be some stiff penalties and consequences for anybody who pick up escorts, because you know what escorts really are, and bring them to their house and pay for X. All right. Is that another form of the P word? You know? So I don't know. Like I said before. And then what else? The kidnapping, the arson. And you know, we got our doubt. I mean, we do believe that he possibly has something to do, or he did it, you know, have somebody do it, or whatever the case is, as far as Kid Cudi and stuff. But the thing is, do we really have proof that shows that? And they didn't show us no real proof. You said evidence shows. That's what Most Hated said. What type of evidence showed, Most Hated? And Jermaine, I don't see your answer. Tony probably, because Tony is at work, so. I don't see, listen, they have to have real proof to show that he set Kid Cudi's car on fire, okay? I don't see the real proof. I mean, we got our speculations and we think, but you have to have proof. Okay, the kidnapping, those hearsay again, did we see any proof about the kidnapping? Did we see any proof about, the only thing I did, well, I don't know if they have proof on the bribery and extortion, because Cassie and her mom said that. That's hearsay. Did they show proof of that though? Because I can't remember. Because like those text messages, it seems like a lot of these people were willing, that they was all into it. Even like with Cassie's text messages, but remember, it is a couple messages, and I read out loud where Cassie said, if I say no or something like that, that means no, and you did it anyway. So we do know that he did do some things to Cassie, but is that a RICO? Okay, is that a RICO? That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I said I believe that he should be brought up on state charges with domestic violence and whatever other charges that they can, you know, do it, get him on. You say even though he was a freak, but forcing some people when most would have probably volunteered, and Diddy just needs to admit he's gay. But that does not have anything to do with RICO. I'll say that. And the thing about it, they did not show no real proof that I can see. They could have, but I don't remember it. No real proof that he forced anyone. That's what his defense attorneys are saying, because when they showing text messages, these people sound like they are willing. Like I said, on one occasion though, I did read one where Cassie said, that he did something, even though she said no. Maybe one or two times I read that. And then let me see, somebody else, I don't know if that was Jane, who said he may be guilty of forcing her. I'm not sure. And it may have been in a text message. Okay, that may have been in a text message. I'm not sure. But still, that's not a RICO, though, I don't think. Coercion, though, that would be coercion and force. So I don't know, because I'm not a lawyer. I don't know for sure. But because it seems like that would be also a state charge as well if they couldn't get him on a RICO completely. All it takes is one juror to say no. I don't believe it. But that still won't stop him from being brought up on state charges if they decide to bring forth state charges. He's bi. At least it seems like that's what he is, bi. That means he like both, right? He's right. He's not gay, but he's bi because he would like both. He's definitely a freakazoid, but that's not against the law. I honestly think that a lot of people were game for this, okay? And then they got a little bit too hot and heavy, and they probably changed their mind, and he tried to use his power to influence them or to encourage them or to even make them do certain things that they did not want to do. So those things right there, it might be proven. I'm not sure. It just depends. This is a tripped out ass case. You said all their stories matched. You said, I believe the witnesses, all their stories matched up. Okay, Jermaine. All right. So we will see, though. We will see how this plays out. We will see. But I think I covered everything that happened today in that courtroom. Now, that narcotics distribution, the narcotic thing, we know he probably was definitely doing that. Okay, with the ketamine. But they didn't find anything laced in that baby oil, though. So that's the good thing. I don't think. Not sure. I don't think they did, though. But everybody did say he had ketamine. He had Obama-shaped pills or something, allegedly. And he had the white stuff and the pink stuff, too. And then something else, I believe. I can't remember what that was. So, but was he just, distribution? Was he doing that? Because when they say that, it makes it sound like he was just giving out DRUGS. But then again, he was making sure everybody felt good. Because even in the IV things and all that. So that may be proven right there. That part for sure. I don't know for sure. Okay. But I think I covered everything with him today. Did I get everything? Because it sounds like I did regarding the recap of today's court for Seandiddycombs. Let's see something real quick. They had hundreds of bottles of baby oil, you guys. If this dude ain't no weirdo, and then what they said, some weird shit he like to eat. I can't remember. Dude is weird, y'all. Hella weird. For real. Goodness. That's why he looking all crazy in the courtroom. They try to make me pay for this. I'm not paying for this. Okay. So it's going to be fascinating, like I said, to see how this all plays out. And I guess sometime by next week, we'll know. We will know. Okay. So that's it with all that little stuff right there. I'm just going to do a couple breaking news stories, guys. And then that's going to be it with this live tonight. And we've been on here for 2 hours. It is 11:50. By 12 o'clock my time, I should be finished. So let me go ahead and do that. And then we are getting ready to get out of here. You said Diddy just need to say he's gay. He's GAY. For sure. He need to do BI. So for real, that's what he needs to do. And be truthful. Diddy is not even addressing that at all. But if he gets out, everybody can ask him. Him and Tyler Perry. Man. Okay, so let's do a couple of breaking news stories. Then we're going to get out of here. And I'm not going to talk about the Iran stuff with President Trump and things like that, because enough people are talking about that. Okay, period. So anyway, first thing first. Y'all remember the man who unalived his girlfriend after learning she was transgender? Y'all remember that story a couple of years ago, I believe. Let me tell you the names. So anyway, I can't show you the pictures because I'm on his cell phone. But anyway, Tay Ashton is the girl. Okay, Taya. And the dude is De'Allen Price. Okay. 29 years old. This girl was only 20. And her and Ashton, they were in a relationship. All right. When the dude shot her to, you know what, after he came to know that she was transsexual. All right. So after he found out that she was transgender in a private meeting, he unalived her. All right, point blank. So he told the court that he was engaged in an intimate relationship with Taya, and that evening was when he first learned about her trans identity. Okay. And then after that, I guess he got so mad that he shot her. Now, they went on and sentenced this dude to, let's see here, 60 years of prison. All right. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think, okay, I know he shouldn't have, unalived this person, all right? But how would you guys feel if you met a woman, right? I'm talking to you guys in the chat. And you were dating this person, you had ex with this person and everything, and then you found out that this person used to be a man. What do you think you would do? And let me read some of these comments while y'all think about that. Okay, somebody said, interesting. The article talks about transphobia, but not the damage done to anyone deceived or raped into a X act they do not believe in. The man was raped both mentally and physically by a liar. Well, we can look at this two or three different ways. All right, see, this is why I believe in not getting all into entanglements so quickly when you meet people. Get to know these people, do a background check, reference check. And I'm not lying, I'm for real. Before you begin and get, all into it with them, because you never know, especially in this world today. They do those operations so good. And even when people don't have operations, they got so many things you can do to look just like a woman if you need to be looking like a woman and if you are a man. So I think people need to really get to know people first, before they start doing everything else with them. But for me, I don't know. I think I would be definitely teed off if I was a dude. I can just even use me being a female. If I am a female and I met a guy that turned out to be a woman, I would be teed off. Okay? I would be teed off. All right? I'm gonna be perfectly honest. You said you better not answer that, huh? Because I know you probably would go off, huh? Yeah, a lot of people would. In 60 years, I mean, no, he should have taken this person's life, but he probably, went into a temporary insane situation. Somebody said a horrible comparison is considered great by deception. What the trans person did to that man. Somebody said, how is this grape? I am a grape survivor, so please explain this to me. I don't think it's great, but I think it's a lot of lies. All right. I don't think it's fair because this dude isn't bi. Okay. And I think the person, honestly, I think they should bring charges upon people who do this. All right, point blank. Because if a person is not bi, even if they were bi, if somebody poses as a looks like a woman and you believe it to be a woman and they know that they are a transy, I think this person should be telling that person, not on the first date, but certainly maybe on the first date, because you're talking about, being you used to be a man, now you're a woman. Some people, as soon as they find that out, they be like, okay, I can't do that. No, we can't talk. And then some people will be okay with it. So I think that these people should straight up and tell a person as soon as they meet them. Okay, period. Like if they met them and they think they're gonna see each other again, I think they should let that person know that I'm a transy, so they can know. Somebody said the earlier was not okay, but lying to a straight, proud man and then making him have to deal with the reality of realizing he was being intimate with another man without knowing it. That's psychological abuse and cruelty on a different level. Right. And that's weird. So that's why I don't know if I agree with the 60 years because can you imagine? That's why I said, what would you guys do? Can you imagine that? That can mess up somebody um forever. Okay, mentally. You said it's very close, huh? Somebody said we obviously have feelings for that person. But somebody said, but would he have feelings if he knew up front it was a trans person, right? I think, like I said, I think she should have told him from the beginning. Once they went on that, they started feeling each other. You should go ahead and tell this person that I'm a trans. Somebody said she didn't tell him, period. That man snapped. Do you know how much abuse that is? I'm sorry, but not sorry. I have GAY friends, and I stopped speaking to one of them for shit like this. Being in the LGBTQ community does not give you a pass for being secretive and weird. Though I pray for her family, it's still a big loss, but that man lost too. Be honest with people. Way too many people are here in the community for them to have them to be with someone they know was straight all their lives. They're out here catfishing dudes every day, and I feel there should be a law in place. That's what I just said. You have to let them know who you were when you were born so they can make a fair choice. Shaking my head, this shit is a tragic on both ends. She didn't have to pass on. He did not have to be lied to. Right. And I agree to that person, okay? I mean, I agree with that person. You can't do this. You know what I'm saying? People will snap on your ass if they find out, that you were a man and they believe you to be a woman and they had X with you too. That and then I mean, like I said, it would really tee me off, and I just don't know what I would do, but it probably wouldn't be nice because that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, that's just like a dude being a girl for real. And I would be pissed. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I really would be. That he's never gonna get over that. Damn. And now he's incarcerated for 60 years. Yeah, I can see him being incarcerated for about 5 years or so, but not no 60. And the only reason why I say incarcerated for 5 years, because even though I know he probably snapped and all of that stuff, you still don't have to snap and just unalive a person. He would have been better off if they just would have had a fist fight, even though you can still unalive somebody in a fight too. Just walk out and be gone, and cuss his ass out and be done with it. Somebody said she's supposed to tell that man straight up at first she's a transgender female. Yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, it's a sad situation, for both parties and their families. And my prayers are with him and his family and with that chick's family and stuff. And my condolences are expressed out to her family as well. Tripped out situation. You said too long. He just needs 6 months. Probably so. I mean, like I said, he may not even need any time, honestly, because he probably just snapped. Sad situation. So over there in France, 145 people were stabbed with syringes at a music festival. Can y'all believe that? 145 people were stabbed at a music festival in France on Saturday. Okay, that's crazy, huh? Now, the police did not specify if there were any cases of so-called needle spiking with the grape drugs, such as GHB, and then they have another one. Okay. They say at least 3 people there reported feeling sick after being pricked. And some were taken to the hospital for toxicological examinations. But anyway, that's crazy. That's how these people getting crazy all throughout the world. Then one more news article, then we are getting ready to get out of here. So they did say Diddy allegedly demanded $50,000 back from Cassie and her husband, Alex Fine, after hearing of their affair. So he wanted $50,000 from them. He wanted $50,000 back from Cassie and Alex Fine after hearing about them getting together. That's crazy, huh? He was paying for a lot of people too, y'all. Combs. He paid for Cassie's friend. Come on now, just doing too much. He sure did. And R. Kelly's lawyer claims singer has blood clots in his lungs and the prison is denying life-saving surgery. They said that they didn't even supposed to claim to his hospital room and got him out of the hospital because he still had those blood clots. So that's why R. Kelly think they're trying to unalive him, because they're not allowing him to get proper treatment for the blood clots in his legs and some other areas, I believe, his lungs and things like that. That's crazy. You said, wait, I just realized he didn't see the junk all the time. Right. But they didn't say how long it took for them to have an entanglement. Okay, but I'm thinking that you should be able to tell, if somebody is transy. But he couldn't. Because even though they can get their Adam's apple shaved down, okay, you can get that shaved down, and they can give you the artificial breasts and things like that. What about the hand sizes and stuff? The extremities, being larger and stuff like that. I guess most people don't look at all that. The shoulders, width, how your hips are, because men's hips usually are narrow and women's hips are a little bit wider. In the pelvic area, it's a little bit wider. And if you look at people carefully, that's why I said you got to really get to know people. Because if you're talking to somebody, right, and even though you may not be intimate, you still may see them as, dressed in a gown or pajamas or just even regular clothing. You can look and see how a woman's frame is made. And a lot of dudes are narrow. That's one way I'd be able to tell when people are like that, because I look at the body parts. I don't look at the throat, because I already know they can, shave that down and stuff. But you can look at the hand sizes. And some women and men, some men do have small hands like women, but for the most part, you know, majority of the time their hands be bigger, or their feet, or like I said, their hips and stuff are more narrow. You know, it's a lot of different things. They can give them like ass, butt shots and stuff and all that, but they can't make those hips. I guess they could do hip inject, what you call those, the little things that make you look like you got wider hips. I don't know, but if they didn't have that surgery like that, you can look at the hips and stuff like that to see, just to give you some type of clue. And then just other things, her voice, even though they give you shots for that, but still, there's a lot of things I think you can look at. I think it's weird, but he may not know. I don't think he did know. So, but R. Kelly, lawyer is saying that R. Kelly is in grave danger and being denied life-saving surgery. He has blood clots in his lungs, okay? The lawyer also claims there was a plot to unalive Kelly, citing a fellow inmate's sworn statement. I don't know how he didn't see that, because that's nothing too, but we can't say no budge. But I don't think she had the exchange, right? I don't know. I don't know if she did or not. They didn't say. So just say if she didn't have the exchange, she can tuck that. They be wearing special underwear so that you can't tell. But clearly, I just don't understand why he didn't see anything. Because even if she go to the bathroom, she may forget to tuck it back. I don't know. I don't know. It just, I don't know. Because if you tuck it with those underwear, you can still see it's going to look fatter in that area than normal. So it's a lot of things that I guess you can look for, Let's see what y'all said over here. Yeah, that's crazy. Let's see. Anyway, it says that that's R. Kelly. We ever know he was trying to get out on house arrest. So that the judge denied that due to lack of jurisdiction. Okay, but anyway, R. Kelly and his team said they continue to fight. His lawyers are not giving up their fight. And Bo B. Ridley, the attorney for Kelly, tells people he is prepared to file a new motion seeking his client's release from prison, despite Judge Martha Harco's decision to dismiss the initial emergency motion due to lack of jurisdiction. Okay. She said, "We are not surprised by this ruling, as we knew that technical jurisdiction would be a challenge under these circumstances. However, we had no choice but to act immediately, giving explicit evidence of a threat to Robert Kelly's life." The lawyer said he is deeply concerned about his client's well-being after making an emergency visit to see the singer on June the 18th. Mr. Kelly remains in prison with blood clots in his lungs. This threatens his life every minute that he is denied a surgical intervention. He can get a pulmonary embolectomy. Okay. Anyway, the Duke University Hospital doctors sought to perform that, but they were prevented from executing it. And his lawyer said the danger could be more imminent. All right. So he was going to remove those blood clots. So he did say he plans to file a motion to vacate Kelly's convictions in Illinois, citing newly discovered evidence, along with a request for immediate release on bond, pending the outcome of the motion. Anyway, the initial emergency motion alleged that Bureau of Prisons officials were conspiring to have Kelly unalive It included a declaration from a fellow inmate who claimed he was approached about carrying out the illy while in Arizona detention facility, and then transferred to Kelly's North Carolina complex, where he was housed in the same wing to allegedly complete the assignment. So anyway, we'll see how that play out for R. Kelly, you guys. They definitely should be preventing him from getting blood clot removal surgery, because that's crazy. So anyway, he'll be in our prayers regarding that situation right there. All right. So that is going to be it with the breaking news, guys. I'll be back tomorrow to give you another recap of Diddy's trial and whatever other topic that I want to discuss. All right. So y'all don't forget about Javion Magee. Again, I do not believe that young man unalived himself. And hopefully, one day his parents will, find out what really happened. Period. All right. So I want to thank everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay over here in the chat. I want to thank Jermaine. All right. Thank you, Jermaine. I want to thank Most Hated Bronze. Thank you, Most Hated Bronze, for being here. I want to thank, let's see what else. Paul Bunyan, thank you so much for being here, hon. I appreciate you. And Tony Bands, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you too. And I think I got everybody over here in this chat. In case I missed somebody, thank you all for being here tonight. And I appreciate you guys. And in the bushes, and people who watch this in the replay, I appreciate you guys as well. Y'all, don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content. Okay, and if you are not subscribed to the channel, y'all so silly, Mr. Kelly. Thank you, Jermaine. Good live. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I got to go to the clinic tomorrow, get my what'd you call that? The chiropractor. So yeah, I got to get off of here. Can't be up here all day like some people be up here. Okay, let's see. I'm on the wrong screen. I tell y'all that much. Hold on, let's see. So let me go ahead and change everything. Okay, I'm just going to change all this stuff. Let's go ahead and change everything. I think that's it right there. All right. So anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And again, I'm going to recap everything and have another topic of discussion for you guys tomorrow, okay? Have a good night. Happy and blessed Tuesday. And until the next video, this is Shay's Tube, y'all. And I am out. Peace out, y'all. Good night. Let me go ahead and put this news going if I can, because this is different right here. Let me see how you do this. This. Oh, I was asking y'all to thumbs up. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell and share and leave a comment. All right. I forgot to say that again. And thank you guys. Now, let me get out of here. Have a good night, y'all. And happy and blessed Tuesday. It's going to take me a minute to find this daggone outro. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shay's Tube, baby. She back again.
We back again. Hey.
Mic hot, crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I let gang, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and it laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left? Nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left? Nah, back again.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left? Nah, back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's Tube, she back again.
Late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want